Welcome back to your Game of Thrones recaps. Today is Season 4, Episode 9, The Watchers on the Wall. Let's get right to it. We begin this week at the top of the wall as Jon and Sam spend some quality bro time while freezing their nipples off. Sam asks what it's like to be with a girl, and Jon says it's like warm apple pie, which is confusing for Sam because it's like breakfast? Sam then talks to Maester Aemon about his girl problems, and Aemon reveals a huge secret to Sam. He's not blind at all, and he's a long-lost Targaryen, and he's actually 2 kids under a black robe. And the darkest secret of all, he never learned to read. Meanwhile, in King's Landing... Back at the wall, Gilly shows up at the door to Castle Black, but can't get in because she's not on the list. But Sam lets her be his +1, just as the horn is sounded for a wildling attack. After spending last week worrying if she was safe in a dirty whorehouse, Sam gets smarter and hides her in a meat locker. Gilly is so grateful she kisses him, and Sam reminds himself to tell Jon that girls are more like cold clam chowder than apple pie. Elsewhere, in Marine, back on top of the wall, Jon looks out to see that Mance Rayder and the Wild Things have lit an enormous fire and are headed their way. Sir Alliser tells Jon that, okay, maybe he might have been a little bit right about filling in the tunnel. Jon musters up an "I told you so" loud enough to crack the wall, but decides to take the high road, telling Sir Alliser that he had a difficult choice to make. Alliser then gives Jon some dad advice about being a good leader right before he walks off and leaves someone else in charge. Arya must be going to somewhere by now, right? Back at the wall, Jaina Slint is now in charge and really sucks at it. No, I mean, really, he is terrible. Gren says they forgot something important downstairs, so Jaina volunteers himself to go get it, and then hides in the same meat locker as Gilly, leaving Jon in charge of the wall. Remembering the leadership lessons Sir Alliser gave him 5 minutes ago, Jon sends Gren and a bunch of red shirts downstairs to hold the tunnel against a giant and a mammoth with a tow winch that are trying to bring down the gate outside. So, whatever happened to Davos and Stannis? Oh. Meanwhile, back at the wall, Sir Alliser fights Tormund Giantsbane, getting him all the way down to a flashing red bar before Tormund performs the finisher and takes him out. Inside the tunnel, a giant has gotten through, but Gran and the other Night Watchers know the secret to stopping giants, reciting their vows in unison. Actually, that doesn't work at all, and they all die. Across the yard, Pip tries to hold off the wildlings, but takes an arrow through the throat and gets blood all over Sam. Disgusted, Sam picks up a crossbow and puts a bolt right into the forehead of a Thenn. Finally learning how awesome killing can be, Sam rushes back upstairs to tell Jon what happened. Where's Ser Jorah going, anyway? Back at the wall, Sam tells Jon about the battle downstairs, and Jon leaves Dolorous Edd in charge. The show then breaks the West Wing's record for the most elevator scenes in one episode, and Jon gives Sam a key, mysteriously telling Sam that he needs what's behind that door more than he needs Sam. What is it? Is it Maester Aemon? A jetpack? The Hulk? Remember Brienne and Pod? What was that, like, season 2? Meanwhile, back at the wall, Jon leads the fight on the ground, telling Ollie, the orphaned elevator operator, to shoot anyone who isn't one of them, also known as the George Zimmerman strategy. We see what Jon's key was for: Ghost! Which is way better than the Hulk, since he'll never turn into Ed Norton. Jon then takes on Styr, the Magnar of Thenn, which roughly translates to bald guy with weird face bumps. After taking an anvil to the face, Jon gets a fatality bonus when he puts a hammer into Styr's head. Jon then turns to see the most dangerous enemy on the battlefield, a pissed-off Ygritte. And just as she is about to kill Jon, she gets arrowed by Ollie, who gives Jon a big thumbs up. As Ygritte dies, she tells Jon they should have never left that cave, and Jon screams, having never known that was an option. Till right now. Bran finds the tree from Jojen's Season 5 DVD. Dany calls Ser Jorah to tell him that she misses their friendship, and Tyrion finally finds out whether or not his dad gives a crap about him. There's your Game of Thrones recap for Season 4, Episode 9, The Watchers on the Wall. If you liked this video, make sure to hit that like button below and click subscribe to get recaps all season long. See you next week.